Hey, you guys. I let out that sigh of relief because I'm still being now harassed a lot by my ex-narcs. One of his supply that keeps coming out of the woodworks talking about how our daughters are sisters and that we're family. Bitch, I don't know you and I don't give a shit what popped out your pussy with the narc. That ain't my kid's sister and we ain't family. You better figure out a fucking avenue to do what you gotta do like I'm doing. Okay? Talking about, well, you said on your podcast, bitch, I don't know you. Anyway, let's get to the fucking up my nighttime story time for my babies out here. So anyway, earlier today when I made a video about how you should stand your ground because the narc basically has a problem with only you for some reason, like they're stalking you probably because you won't pick up and move. A sweet sweetheart that is on our soul tribe, right, named Rose. I hope you see this because you inspired me to do this video without even knowing you inspired me to do this video. But she said that she had to take her 2 kids and get out of there, right? Because the narcissist was that aggressive and could have really hurt them. So I felt compelled to make sure you guys know that when I say I'm not getting up and moving because of the narcissist, that does not mean that if someone is trying to kill you and some babies out there, that you shouldn't pick up and leave. I just want to reiterate that because that's not what I mean. I'm just telling you guys, and I was just telling you guys a story about where I'm coming from in my own personal journey, where I'm just tired of the dumb shit to the point where I'm like, fuck you, I kill you. Right? But I don't need you guys to adopt that just because I'm telling you where I'm at, okay? So, for the sake of sweet baby Rose, who I hope is listening, I'll tell you a quick story about when I had to do the same thing, because I'll never tell you guys something that is advice if I had not actually gone through it, to be honest. If I can help it, right? So when almost 14 years ago, when I had my son with the narc that I told you guys kicked me out while I was three months pregnant, the countdown, like it does, started coming on when you're about to pop and blow, when you're about to have that baby. It started getting real close, and the closer it got, what I mean, days and stuff before I actually gave birth, he started stalking me with his sister, right? And of course, his sister was that dumb bitch that's just always gonna help that narcissist, right? And she would be wearing shades, I couldn't see her fat, ridiculous ass in the window of a rusty blue Bronco that they were driving at all hours of every day, all hours. It would be 3 a.m. You look out the window, they're there. It'd be 12 in the afternoon the next day, they're there. I mean, it'd be 5 in the evening, they're there. They were popping up, and they were trying to get all types of hours to see when is this girl coming in the house with this baby? When is her pregnant ass around? What are you gonna do to me though? Nothing good. So it boiled down to this. I knew, and remember, their family was from Spain, okay? Their family was from Spain. So I was more fearful that they could take the baby and flee to Spain or give it to a family member in Spain. Whatever. So anyway, it comes down to the time where I actually need to have this baby. So I'm I can't have this baby at any hospitals. Why can't I have a baby at any hospitals? Because it's only a limited amount of hospitals in a certain vicinity where anybody lives. And if they called any of them, they would eventually find me and that baby. And him being the dad would come in with his sister and confiscate my child, and I wouldn't see him anymore, right? So I was wow. So I made the tough decision, which turned out to be the easier decision, just the more painful decision physically, to not have the baby in the hospital and to find a midwife. I found myself a midwife. I found myself a birthing center, and I set up appointments to go and do that. And when it came time to have the baby, it was go time. I went into the night like a vigilante, like the vigilante, like the Billy badass that I am, cloaked in everything because I was being stalked. You know, hiding this belly while in labor, full on labor, traveling in the night to get to this birthing center that I didn't tell many people about. I meet my midwife. She unlocks the birthing center, locks it because otherwise, other than me being there, the whole center was closed. And so it began, right? And I went through an excruciating childbirth experience. No medication. I didn't do a water birth. That didn't work for me. It was just really, really hard to do under high stress while being stalked in the middle of the night and having this baby in a birthing center in secret. To be honest, I didn't tell anybody except for like 2 friends and my mom, who was there at the time, right? And I had him. I just foot the bill and I had him. I remember looking in the mirror in the bathroom because I peeled off all my clothes. I mean, you don't give a shit when you're in labor. You're just like, I don't care. Like, you're coming out of your skin anyway. And I prayed to God, and I saw this beautiful white like light, almost as if a star was trying to see its own reflection in the mirror. And I had an extreme amount of peace that came over me, and all of a sudden I felt no pain. And I literally, I know it's a weird story, but it's true. I dropped down on all fours because I couldn't lay on my back. It was just like, ugh. It was extremely painful. I just was like, whatever. And I ended up just getting on my hands and knees. And I birthed him like that. I ended up reaching back and taking him out by myself, right? Even with a doula around to assist the midwife or whatever. So anyway, it was such an intense experience. And then 4 hours later, I went home. Because it's not a hospital, you know? So I went home, and needless to say, here we go. Stalking, while I'm trying to just process being a mother who had to go through an extremely intense birthing experience just so that they didn't steal my baby out of the hospital. And here they are waiting for me at home, you know, stalking. And I had to have a strong conversation with my mom. We had to break the lease and hightail it the fuck out of there. So that the next time they pulled around, because I mean, they were just on it, because they knew around what time I was going to be giving birth. By what time, I mean, they knew, you know, obviously around like what time, they knew it was sometime in that month. And they weren't far off at all, right? And they started looking and lurking, right? And I hightailed it out of there, and I had to move. And needless to say, I had to make sure he could not find us, because they were openly trying to hurt me and steal the baby. Which later I had to get a I had passports made for both of us. So just in case they did catch up with me somehow and attack me and manage to get the baby and take him to Spain, I was going to be that bitch that was going to hop a plane and find you and get my baby back. That's why I have a passport, and my son's passport still has a little baby picture as a picture. Anyway, so I just want to tell you that because I do understand. I understand. And she never did. Rose, I know you never said I didn't understand, but I just wanted to relate to you and let you know it's okay to have to pick up and move. It's just where I'm at today as a human being. I'm on Kill Bill mode, where I'll just katana a motherfucker's head off if they approach me, especially in my damn house, and try to hurt me or these 2 kids. You know, and I'm not changing my number or leaving. So, but aside from that, yeah, I understand. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that story helps somebody out there that may feel bad or like, oh, I'm a pussy because I got up and moved. You're not a pussy, bro. And if you are a pussy, like I said, I don't use, pussies are strong. They give birth to unfortunately sometimes to men that become pussies, right? but we are strong, okay? There's nothing wrong with having to pick up and move. I love you, and hope that's a good night bedtime story for you.